Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm President Houston Davis, and we're glad to have you join us for our campus talk. Thank you for spending a few moments with us. I'd like to introduce the President of our Faculty Senate, Dr. Candace Barnes, then the President of Staff Senate, Kim Klotz, and SGA President Rose McGarity to provide an update in their areas.
Hello, faculty, friends, and colleagues. On behalf of the Faculty Senate, I wish you good health and peace. And as we are working to continue to provide our students with the best educational experience possible, I would like to update you all on a few things related to Faculty Senate. First of all, Faculty Senate is in session. We are continuing to seek answers and respond to your concerns. If you'll please make sure that you're using the Google Doc, or if you'll email your senators, or you can email the Faculty Senate execs at facultysenate@uca.edu. We'll be sure to answer your questions as soon as possible. We are moving to virtual meetings, which means that our next couple of meetings will be at the same time, just on a virtual platform, probably Zoom, but we'll be sending that meeting link out to you all as soon as possible, along with some guidelines and some instructions to guide how we will operate those meetings, and to make sure that we're conducting those meetings efficiently and effectively. On March 20th, we will hold the Faculty Senate college elections for the new Faculty Senate. The at-large elections will happen a little bit later. And while I recognize that many of us are working remotely and we have many other tasks and distractions and concerns, I cannot impress upon you enough how important your vote really is. Not only do we want to increase the rate of response, but we also want to continue to be a very strong voice for our faculty colleagues and friends, and to demonstrate a commitment to the shared governance here at UCA. Thirdly, make sure that you are completing your census. We must be counted. We need to be counted. Those forms can be found online. Also, Senator Wilson has provided a wealth of information on the census that can be found on the library's website. So if you have questions, feel free to look for those resources. If you haven't completed the campus climate survey, please make sure you do that. That information, that data is going to be extremely helpful as we move to address the different trends and the changes that are happening within our UCA community. Now, as we navigate some uncharted territory, I do ask that we support each other, especially those faculty members who have moved to online instruction for the very first time. I know that it is overwhelming and perhaps it's daunting, but know that you have a UCA community here to help you. And on that note, I want to publicly thank Dr. Amy Hawkins and the CTE team for all of their incredible work. They have been working in overdrive to ensure that they are meeting all of the faculty's needs during this very critical time. So thank you all to her team. So again, Faculty Senate is in session. Look for some emails to come out within the next couple of days related to elections, and also some additional updates. So thank you all again. Peace and light.
Hello. I want to thank all of you for your work, your understanding, and your flexibility during these unprecedented times. I also want to encourage you to reach out if you have questions or concerns. You can contact me directly, any of your staff senators, or use the form on our website. Next, I would like to share some numbers from our fundraising and activities in 1920. This year, we have awarded over $32,000 in professional development funding so far. Staff Senate scholarships just closed, and we will be awarding $3,000 to staff and dependents in the next quarter. During our Winter Feast and Angel Bear fundraisers this winter, we raised more than $2,100 and provided gifts for 96 angels during the holidays. Thank you all for your generosity. The Staff Senate Emergency Fund has funded $2,500 in emergency funds requests so far this year, and we're still accepting applications. Emergency funding is a program that helps those staff members during times of extreme hardship and emergencies. Guidelines and the application are on the Staff Senate website. We were able to fund these programs in part to you. 153 UCA employees volunteered a total of 1,744 hours this year, which helps bring funds into programs that directly impact staff. Thank you. Third, I would like to congratulate our Employee of the Quarter 2 winner and the nominees. These are awarded based on outstanding job performance, time frame and of the performance, and overall contribution to the university. Quarter 2 winner is Ashton Hankins from the College of Education. Congratulations to the nominees as well: Ashley Reba, Whitney Arnold, Rachel Meredith, Kristen Jetz, David Graham, Corey Klein, and Jenna Davidson. Lastly, I would like to encourage everyone to participate in our spring elections for Staff Senate. To nominate yourself or someone else, simply log into the Staff Senate website by March 30th and complete the short form. All those who accept nominations will appear on the ballots, and they will be sent out on April 13th to your UCA email address. You will have until midnight on April 24th to vote, so please consider joining Senate. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rose McGarity, and I'm the Executive President of the Student Government Association here on campus. Even though this semester is a bit unorthodox, SGA is still hard at work. Some of our accomplishments this semester include holding a celebration of SGA's 110th year on campus. At this celebration, we had SGA alums spanning from last year to the 70s come to campus to meet our current SGA senators and UCA administration. SGA also held our second annual Diversity Food Night this month. At this event, we let students try food from different cultures. This semester, SGA's SAFA committee allocated $118,000 to student RSOs, which will be used for the fall 2020 semester. SGA also continued our Food for Fines amnesty program earlier this month, which allows students, faculty, and staff to pay off their parking tickets by donating food to the Bare Essentials Food Pantry on campus. This semester, we were able to give 93.2 pounds of food to the Bare Essentials Food Pantry through this program. Additionally, the SGA allocated funds to allow the counseling center on campus to allow telecounseling to students who are living off campus in the summer. SGA is currently holding our spring elections for our executive board and class officers. The results will be announced this Friday afternoon. Lastly, in this time of crisis, the SGA is still here to advocate for student needs. In order to get the full scope of problems students are facing, we've created a coronavirus comment form for students to fill out so we can be better prepared to advocate on their behalf. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much again for joining us. I appreciate my colleagues sharing that information with us. These are extraordinary times that we're operating in, and appreciate you taking a few minutes to spend a little time thinking about what's next on our agendas. Very obviously, a lot of what's going on our campus is revolving around COVID-19. One thing that I want to make certain to remind you is take the time to go to the UCA homepage. From there, you can directly link to our information, most current updates regarding COVID-19. That email address is uca.edu/coronavirus. Please do take the time to go there. Every communication that I've sent out, every major communication that I've sent out to any student groups, faculty groups, staff groups, you can find that there, as well as any updates that are currently available to us from the CDC and the Arkansas Department of Health. Information is going to be key, communication is key, and we want to make certain that you know that that is home base for good information. If you're watching this on the day that we've put the campus talk out, this is day 3 of our instructional online strategy. We have been so appreciative of our faculty and our staff that worked really over about a 3-week period of time to get us prepared to be able to make that shift. You may be curious to know there are 2,700 courses being taught this spring, and roughly 2,400 had to be moved over into an online environment and into really an asynchronous and synchronous strategy depending upon the choice of our faculty. There was a monumental task, but we've had nothing but positive attitude in making that shift, and I really cannot thank our faculty and our staff enough that have worked to make that possible. We currently, just to give you a little bit of an update, still have 1,700 plus students in our housing. We anticipate that we will have most of those students throughout spring break, which is considerably more than we have during the spring break period. And I would remind you all, this is important because we are home for these students. When many of them think about where they would turn to, we've become who they turn to, and we're proud that they knew that UCA was going to be there for them, and we want to make certain that we're meeting their needs. So whether it be the week prior to spring break, or beyond spring break, we still have a robust community to take care of. And I especially want to make sure to thank our staff in housing, all of the team with Aramark from a dining services perspective, all the academic and student support units that have made themselves available, whether it's to the students staying in the residence halls or to those students that are very much still commuting on a daily basis into campus, because again, they see us as their home base, and they want to make certain, though they may be doing their instruction online, that they can turn to get the necessary supports. That's carried forward to our health center, which is doing incredible work, long hours, and making certain to play the important role that they are during this dealing with the virus, but also our counseling center and other student support services. Those are really long hours, and those individuals that lead those units have not batted an eyelash. They are going to be there for our students, and we're very proud of the work that is going on. We are open to serve, and again, we want to make certain that we're meeting the needs. I want to thank our staff in the library. Library provides so many important supports for our students. It's not just the library and learning resources they turn to. That again is a place that our student body knows that they can turn to for help. And I know that our library staff have been called upon quite a bit in the last couple of days, so I very much appreciate. So it really is taking a team effort, and there's nothing like the spirit of our community. As I tell my colleagues out of state, as I've gotten to know UCA, it's not a transactional relationship that our students have with this university. It's a deep personal relationship, and that's because we really do form an academic community here, and you make that happen. I'm not going to lie to you. I sent an email to students. I was disappointed by the term events, and I told the students that in the email to them a couple of days ago. I hate that our spring semester ended in the way it did. There really is something special about what goes on our campus, and though I appreciate that we're doing everything that we can to finish this semester strong, and we're going to make certain that high quality learning, high quality instruction, and high quality supports are surrounding students as they finish their spring semester. We know that relationships were certainly cut off abruptly. We know that whether it be in our classroom environment or any of the student life events that were going to happen as we completed our spring, those are things that sadly we had to cancel or postpone, and there is something that's lost in there. I want you to know that I'm looking forward to whatever day into the summer or the fall that we get back to normal. I feel very confident that we'll restore that spirit of community. I feel very confident that our faculty, our staff, and our students will get back into that mode. But I do want to acknowledge that this period of time, this has been a little disappointing that the spring semester turned this way. I know, though, that place and what happens on the grounds of the campus is not all that happens in the collegiate environment. It's the relationships that are formed between our faculty, our staff, and our students. And whether it was a week ago or the week looking forward beyond spring break, I know that those relationships are going to continue to be strong. And to me, that's what makes UCA special. And I think that's why I can look at our students and as I engage with them and communicate with them to confidently let them know that UCA will be there for them and will continue to be the proud university and supportive university that we've always been. I absolutely want to acknowledge that we have changes in our schedule going forward. Some key things you may have heard that we know that events such as commencement are not going to be allowed to function as they normally do. We know that large gatherings are being discouraged as we look to the spring, and that particular weekend of May 1st and 2nd, we are not confident at all that we would be able to have a large gathering in Ferris such as that. We let students know that a couple of days ago in the communication and are certainly wanting to make certain that you, our faculty and staff, are aware of that as well. But we know the importance of celebrations. We know the importance of those markers to culture. Commencement is a very special day. It's one thing to receive your degree. It's a whole other thing to have the faculty, the staff, your family there to salute you and cheer you as your name is called and you come across to get that degree. So I've assured all of our spring graduates that even though we may not be able to have a formal commencement ceremony for them in May, that all of those graduating students will be able to participate in our summer exercises just as they would have the first weekend of May. So summer commencement this year may be a little larger than normal, and that'll be a great day of celebration as we look forward to that. I do want you to know, though, that we are going to make certain to mark the completion of that degree. Tell everybody to stay tuned. Academic Affairs, Enrollment Services, and a couple of other areas of the university are planning some things that we will do to celebrate students. Just because we can't have a big event on May 1st and 2nd in the Fair Center doesn't mean that we're going to allow that particular day and that particular chapter to pass without celebrating those students and lifting them up in some special way, even if we are postponing to another day those students actually walking across the stage and getting their diplomas and having their family members there to cheer them on. We also are looking at events such as the retirement reception that we planned, and we do our years of service events and our service awards for staff in the spring. Although we may not be able to have those gatherings and those celebrations on the days that we had planned, we will just postpone those, and we hope to be able to do that during the summer, and we'll make certain to reach out to anyone who was going to be honored in those days to make certain that they're aware of any rescheduled date. Again, we don't want to allow the 2020 calendar to pass without celebrating all of those individuals. The final thing that I want to share with you is just a really heartfelt thank you. I have the really blessing of getting a glimpse into how a lot of the other presidents and chancellors are dealing with these challenges on their campuses here in Arkansas. I'm fortunate with my background in 3 other states to have a pretty good glimpse into how they're attacking it. I don't think that I've talked to a single colleague on any of those campuses in my 4 states, if you will, that has been met with such cooperation, with such a spirit of sort of can do. We can get this done. There's goodwill, there's determination. That is because of the good people that we have. UCA, again, it's a special place. It's a place where relationships are formed, and it's those relationships that we're building upon as we not only bridge this challenge to our originally planned spring semester, but as we look to the future, we know that we'll come out of this only better. I have no doubt that a great institution will only become greater because we've met this challenge, and again, we've made certain to meet our students with the necessary supports to allow them to thrive. So thank you is the overriding message of the day. We appreciate you, we love you, and just appreciate so much that you do for our campus, for our students, and really to make certain that UCA remains a proud university with a proud future. Thank you so much. Go Bears!